Hey, what's up, classmates? Mr. King. This video, the 5-Hour Energy founder video, really touches on a lot of things that I agree with, and I think is great. Um, for one, using the profits from a business to help change people's lives in a positive way, um, and in his ways are just you know so profound. Helping with the water issue, helping ways to create uh, cheaper, cleaner energy, um, even in the medical field, you know, uh, creating products that help people medically. So he's really doing a lot, and probably arguably the most important um, philanthropy type categories. Feeding people, giving them fresh water, um, energy, which is a big issue, and medical. So I think it's really great. It's kind of why this is my logo right here that I have on my background for I call it a business. Is I don't really know if it's technically considered a business because I stream video games to a audience on multiple platforms, and when they donate money to me or subscribe to my channel and stuff like that, um, I use a percentage of that. I do the 10% thing where that's what the Bible talks about, and how I kind of grew up uh, learning that at least give 10% of your disposable income to your community or to people in need. So um, it really hits home with me because it's stuff that I'm trying to do as well in my life. And even though it's on a much smaller scale, you know, I think some months I'm only able to donate like $10 or $20 to charity or to the food shelter here in Kirksville. Um, but everything adds up. Every little bit counts and everything like that. It was really kind of like a wake up reminder, or like a reminder that to keep doing what I'm doing, no matter how small the difference is. And it goes back to another point, you know, of mine that I don't know if I made up the quote, but I like to think that I made the quote from my uh, stream that making change, like making change means two things to me. Now you think of it making change. Okay, I can go to the store and take $10 bill and buy something and I get change back. Or you can go to the bank and give them $100 and get $100 $100 bills. Like you can make change literally, uh, but making change in a community or in someone's life is a little easier to make change when you have dollars in both aspects of it. So like in his case, he made tons of money, so he was able to make tons of change in his communities. And like you said, they have the largest uh, charity in India, which is amazing. Um, it's easier to make change when you have dollars. I do believe that. Now, that doesn't mean you can't change someone's life or perspective just using money. A simple quote or certain philosophy, like he talked about um, the guy going to the well and the blind man who falls into the well, who's to blame. So he talks about if you see something that you can prevent, then you should do something. Um, and I agree with that as well. And I think collectively, if more people thought that way, it wouldn't take, a billionaire to to make all the change that we need in the world. If regular citizens, the majority, the 95% or the 70% that live in poverty, unfortunately, can't really do much. But if that other 20%, 30%, top 1%, um, would, are doing the things that they do, if they weren't doing it, nobody would be doing it because none of us can afford to do it. So it's a blessing that we have people in this world that are using their money to make change. Um, it's really kind of restores people's faith in humanity sometimes. Um, a lot of people, like right now, I'm in a couple groups who are um, kind of like religious groups or Christian groups, and you get a lot of people in there that are always bashing the religions, or bashing people of faith and stuff like that. But these people are some of these people aren't doing anything for their communities. They're just, oh, why does this happen? Why is there homeless people? Why is there starving people? It's like, well, I don't have all the answers for you, but there are people out there that are trying to fix the problem, and a lot of those organizations do believe in something, or uh, some Christian organizations do donate a lot of money to feed people, to house people, to clothe people. Um, and I think that's what a lot of the anti-religious people, which is a very small percentage of people. I took world religion a couple semesters ago, and I think my instructor said something like 93% of the entire world has a religion or believes in something, and there's some like 5% of the entire population are actually atheist. So um, those people, those faith-based organizations, um, and I'm sure some of them are atheists too, who have a lot of money and who just like to help people. You don't have to be religious to help people, you know. So it really helps me keep gaming forward. It's one of my mottos. It's kind of, you know, the same kind of concept of like just keep swimming or just keep moving forward. Um, for me, video games have been a big part of my life since I was a kid. I grew up in a household with uncles who had all the game systems, all the old game systems and stuff like that, and I learned a lot from video games. And I tended to be, uh, I was thankfully I had some good uncles and aunts and grandparents who were able to teach me some good things, and some good values and some good morals and stuff like that. And they came from a Christian background as well, so I think it's very important to do work in your community. And again, I think if more people collectively got together and uh, worked on that, we would see a lot less problems in our communities. I know Kirksville, you don't really see a whole lot of homeless people. Um, that's a good thing in my opinion. I mean, you see one here and there, but nothing compared to like Las Vegas or bigger cities, because obviously the higher the population, higher the issues, higher the crime rates, higher the cost of everything. And um, watching the second video, I think it would benefit, you know, me personally, because it would give me a sense of purpose, which is something I think a lot of us need or want or crave at some points in our lives, to have purpose. So to work for an organization that is focusing on helping society, helping a community, helping feed people, making a difference in the world, um, I think that would be a great organization to work for. And sometimes the pay does matter for some people. If you have a certain amount of bills you have to pay, and you need a certain amount of money to pay those bills, you can't work for a certain wage or whatever. But for some of these people, the money doesn't matter, which is awesome. Um, because money shouldn't be the over the all, like the only factor you put into where you work. Enjoying your work is important, I'm sure. I think Mr. King even said himself at one point that he took a pay cut to keep teaching or something like that, if I remember correctly. um, which is another important thing to think about and look at. Uh, for me, my situation is a little um, specific. I have degenerative disc disease in my spine. I have PTSD from 9 months in Afghanistan. I have uh, some mental health issues, along with some physical issues. So I'm pretty limited. I know it doesn't really seem like it, me sitting here in this chair talking to you guys, but um, the Army did teach me a lot about resiliency and, you know, not focusing on the problem, but focusing on the solution. Um, so I am a disabled combat veteran, so I have the time to, do school and um, play video games in my free time and stuff like that. Especially right now, since we don't have our kids right now and stuff like that. But yeah, again, you don't need money to make people's difference in people's lives. Um, Money does help in the other aspects of it, the business aspect. And as far as the business thing goes, like it kind of, I don't drink 5 Hour Energy or never really uh, needed to, I guess. I never, I drink coffee every here and there, but I'm usually have energy most of the time. Um, but on the business aspect of it, like some people might want to support this guy's companies and businesses more now because of what he does with his profits and what he does with the money that he makes. I would definitely want to support a company more if I found out that they were doing something good with their money as opposed to, you know, doing something that is deemed not good, or just storing all the money in the bank, or, you know, buying all these lavish things with their profits instead of helping other people. So I think the business side of it is very important too, because if you get more people on board that have the same philosophy as you and want to help people just like you do, maybe they don't want to do it directly, but they know that they can kind of indirectly support the community by supporting you, so that can bring in more revenue and generate more people that like your business and stuff like that. I think it's wonderful, that there's people out there like this guy who's doing this kind of stuff, and um, I hope that we see more of this stuff continue to happen, um, and more businesses start to donate their profits to charities and people who need help all around the world. And with that, I just hope you guys have a good week, a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.